Okay, so it is 10 o'clock. I was starting to wonder if we'd ever get here. Now, hopefully, if I have done everything right that I think I have done, we are now live on Facebook and Instagram for our Dream Bundle launch today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait a few minutes for a few people to join in and for me to set up the comments because I pressed the wrong button just before we came live and now I can't see it. Okay, so what I thought was, what we tried to do tonight is go live on this morning, that's because I'm used to going live in an evening on Tuesdays, is we go live on Facebook and Instagram for the launch and see how we get on. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really chuffed. So what we've got is we have got our lovely new launch today. Now we have got the Dream Faces, which is what I think is a really beautiful addition to our faces on our art stamps. But we've also got Journal Art Elements 2. Now what I like about these is I think they work really well with the other journal art elements and the other faces. So they're just a great addition to your stash, really. And then we have, last but by no means blooming least, is the Handwritten Words set number 1. Okay, and set number 1 should and does imply that there are more sets of handwritten words to come. This is basically Sam's handwriting. And yes, I am bitter and jealous because, I mean, it's just so fantastic. Okay, her handwriting is awesome. Which is why, little known fact, well, it might be a big known fact because I'm sure I've mentioned it before, why Sam wrote all the place names for my wedding and all the wedding invitations. Because, well, in fairness, if you have ever bought from us before, and I know a lot of you have, if you have ever bought from us before, you will know that I am not allowed to write any notes that go in your orders. Because Sam thinks my writing is absolutely atrocious. And I'd love to say she's wrong, you know, but she's not. She's not. Righty-ho, so I'm just trying to see the comments. And that isn't working at all. Oh, typical. Right, so I may have to craft blind in terms of the comments. But like I say, again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, we do have, obviously we're not on the craft store this month, we're here. So this is our first go at this. So what I've done is I have put some offers on. I can't even see the comments. I'm so sorry. This is rubbish. Right, bear with me 2 seconds. You know when you think you're perfectly prepared and then it all of a sudden seems that you're not? Right. Bigger thing that should show. Here we go. So, if you haven't been in our live, we can't be good at everything, that's true. If you haven't joined us for a live before, I am prone to waffle excessively. I promise it's not a bad thing. It's just because I like chatting to you. But what we've also got is we also have the original faces set. Right, now I can see comments. I can sit down and start getting some things out to show you. Okay, so our original set, see, I've even got it already here. So yeah, so this is Dream Journal Art Elements 2 and the words. So the original set, if you haven't seen it before, is Journal Art Elements, what is now 1. I See You, which is a really bold, really sort of sketchy face done as well. And then we've got Whatever Works, who is absolutely beautiful. And what I like about this one is we've done it in the 2 sizes within the set, so that you can really, you know, have a play about with how you want to do things. And then the look. Okay, so this is the original set of 4 that was launched earlier in the year. Now, the original set, we have also put on offer. Okay, because we want to make sure that everybody had an offer available to them today, and whatever. So I've done 3 different bundles. We have the bundle with the original 4, which I've actually put on at a discounted price for today as well. We've also put together a bundle of the original 3. I had all the percentages, but you know, I haven't brought that piece of paper with me, so whatevs. I've got a bundle of the new 3 as well. Okay, and then we have what I have referred to as the super bundle. Okay, now these are available in obviously the art stamps section of the website, but what I have also done is I've put at the very top on the left hand side of the website a October 19th launch. So if there is just things you want just from today's, they should be on there, and a couple of other stamps and the Dinkable sets that the girls are planning to use in theirs. Okay, so we have these 3, but we also have the super bundle, which has all 7 stamps in, and there's quite a good saving on those. So if you haven't had any of these before and you're thinking, do you know what, I actually like them a lot, we have put together a big bundle with all of them on, because that's nice. Okay, right, have I missed any questions? I'm not sure I've missed any questions, but I am struggling to keep up because there's lots and lots. Alrighty. Okay. Right. I'm worrying that my having 3 devices on the Wi-Fi is playing havoc. I don't want it to interrupt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in blind, which is why I had my 4G one on. But that wouldn't show me the comments. So let's just have one more go. Because I don't want to have, like I say, too much on the Wi-Fi, because I want you to be able to see what's happening. Right, and then we'll get making. Okay. As well, thank you so much to everybody that's already ordered this morning. It is very, very, very much appreciated. Alright. Okay, let's just try with that and see how we get on. Okay, stop worrying. Stop worrying. Well, what would I do with all that extra spare time I have? Right, so we're going to go. I'm going to be good. Look at me, I've been trying to be tidy and everything. Again, if you are new to my lives, you know, tidy is not generally a skill set I have. You know, it's not my wheelhouse, as it were. Okay, so would you guys like to see these all stamped up first, the new stamps? Just to see how they all stamp. This is the fab thing about doing it this way. We can give sort of instant feedback in a way, can't we? So it looks good here, but you're missing Sam being my presenter. I think that's one of the things as well, you know, with everything going on, which obviously I'm not blaming anyone specific for, over the last year, and me doing the shows by myself and not with Sam with me and whatever. I know she's with me in the car, she drives me, and whatever. It's not exactly been the same feel, so at least this way I'm comfy. I've got a cuppa and I've got a bottle of water. Oh, I dripped. Never mind. Okay, so this is Look. Now, Look was hand-drawn in pencil. I do now have a way of digitally drawing things, but let's just say that's taking some learning. And you know, for me, it depends. I know, me and Sam know a very, very good watercolorist who is actually the artist in residence at Highgrove. He likes a pencil. So, you know, it's good enough for him. It's good enough for me. Right, Now, if you haven't had Be Crafty stamps before, all of your Be Crafty stamps backings are laminated, okay? We do this for two reasons. We think it protects your backing sheet so it doesn't get wrinkled and damaged and all this sort of thing. But also, it means when your acetate is no longer really working out for you, it means you have that storage on your backing card, which is fab. It means you don't have to worry. Now, what that also means is, what Sam and I have taken to doing is using the acetate in journals and things, because you've got your stamp, and it means you can flip your stamp the other way if you want, because you've got the acetate, the printed acetate. So Sam and I have taken to using these quite frequently inside our journals. So, you know, it's just one of those. All right. Now, so this is a textured watercolor paper. So we'll see how she goes on here. So I'm gonna ink her up. Oh, I can stamp on a couple of things if you like, and that way you can see. So I'm using my second largest super skinny for this. She is just too big for the size down. So you do need your second largest super skinny. So that is Dream on the watercolour. Okay. Lost my cloth. There we go. So like I said, if you missed my good morning video earlier, we have got things planned all through the day. We've got giveaways planned all through the day, but they will be staying on Facebook and everything anyway. So and they'll be transferred to YouTube. So if you do need to catch up, don't worry, it's absolutely fine. It will all be here. We don't expect everybody to spend all day with us. I mean, you should, because it's going to be great, but we understand that's not actually possible, even if you want to all the time. Right, so for my first sentiment, we'll stamp the top one, which is you only live once, and if you get it right, that's all you'll need. This is actually a phrase Sam uses a lot. She says it a lot to everybody. I think it's actually like her little tagline on WhatsApp. It's, you know, it's a phrase that she uses a lot. Louise Sims, I need new blocks. Your super skinnies as I ran one of mine over. Oh no. And I have to say, there isn't a preferable super skinny to run over. They're all quite necessary. We do them like the 4 in a bundle. And we do find that when people don't buy the bundle, it's because they still want all 4. They're just buying them separately as and when they can. It's not because anybody doesn't want all 4. So that's quite cool. And I tell you what, the new A4 one is quite good. I was going to say, oh, I hope it wasn't your A4 one. But in all honesty, the one I use a lot and the one I run over, I have to say, is this one. This is the border one, which is great for your textures and getting in close to the seam in your journal. So it's a really, really handy one. That is one a lot of people buy individually because they want an extra one. So there we go. Yeah, so I feel like I didn't really talk about Dream much, but you can see she has got this sketch. Now I haven't, for want of a better description, I haven't closed in the top of her hair. Okay, and you'll see on a lot of the DT samples, that some have been on this page, they'll all be in the Be Crafty Stamps group, and also Sam will be making short TikTok videos of them today. You know, I can't remember who it was. I think it's Sally. It's given quite a big bouncy blow dry. Very nice. Very nice. So this is the second one of Sam's handwritten words. When someone says you can't do it twice, then take pictures. Very good. Sam is not a fan of being told of what she is and is not capable of. So if someone says she can't do it, that means she will actually make it her business to make sure she does it. Okay. What I also like about these sentiments is I think they really show off. One of the things that frustrates me a lot of the time is when people say, oh, you can't get the definition with clear polymer stamps. Now, if you look at Sam's scrolly writing, you look at the eyelashes that I've put on Dream here, you know, they are really fine. You know, they're just as fine on the stamp as they are in the drawing. They are really fine, and it does frustrate me when people say, oh, you can't get a fine line with clear polymer stamps. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. So this is, I am awesome because I know who I am inside. Now this one, I have to be honest, is one I have to work on a little bit. It's the knowing who I am inside that's the issue. You know, there's a lot of internal conflict, isn't there? You know. There is a lot of internal conflict deciding who you are. But there we go. This is the thing, Shireen. This is why all of our stamps are clear polymer, because we could like to see where we're going. Just be you. You know, that is the top of a sentiment. Just be you. Everyone else is taken. Okay? So you can only be you. Yeah, Shireen, that is a really good point. The reason when we decided to start making stamps, because, again, little known fact, it's actually Be Crafty's 20th birthday next year. So Be Crafty's been going 20 years. That's a long time. Now, when we started, you know, we didn't make our own stamps at that point. But when we started to make our own stamps, you know, you do have a look at all the different ways of doing them and whatever. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am a prolific. I get to the middle / end of a project and then go, oh, I meant to put that in there. I meant to put some of them in, you know. And the thing with that is, that's really difficult to do if you can't see where you're going. But with clear polymer, you can just add it in after. And anyone that's ever seen me at shows will know that's true because I say that a lot. Right, so here we've got, so this is the 4 handwritten words in the handwritten word set. You've got your dream here. Now let's put together some of these textures. Okay, so I'm going to go for my border block, and you can see, I mean, I didn't clean this. You know, I cleaned my blending mat. Didn't get to this. Alright, so these are just some funky little hand-done borders that you can use. Just pull this down a little bit. Individually to create accents, or you can join together. Because they're random, but there's nothing either end that's too close to what came before it, if that makes sense. So you can join them together and really, you know, create some big banners. So if you're a scrapbooker, that's what I should have planned in for today, some scrapbooking. I'll come back. Maybe I'll do some tonight, I don't know. So yeah, I know the girls have got a lot of journaling ideas for you today as well that will transfer to cards, which is why I thought what we'll do is we'll just take the time and go through the stamp sets so you can really get to see them. But again, these 3 circles, you can use them all together, or what I like to do, again, if you're new to Be Crafty Lives, what I like to do a lot is when I'm art journaling and things like that, I'll put my stamp on the end of my block. Okay, so say I've got an art journal page and I want to be adding in circles just randomly, because what it means is you can just go back to your ink pad and put them down that way. So it just makes it really easy on the end of your block, which is fab. Alrighty. Yeah, all the elements are separate, Tracy, and that means you can piece them together however you want. So, for example, if you have one of these and you want to put the stars coming out of it or things like that, you know, you want to just put a short stint of circles, you know, on her top, coming out of her hair. Just, you know, you can do that, and that's what we want to do. We want to give you everything you need to be creative, but make it as easy as possible as well. So, you know, here's these circles here. But again, you can join them up either this way or you can turn them round. It's up to you. You can, but these circles, this is why I've done 2 of these. So this one's more open and quite loose. So you've got the spacing, and then you've got this one that you can join together to create a more, it's almost like a more bricky look about it. Okay. I was going to say, do tell me if you think, well, she should really just make something now. But I just think it's nice to have the time, isn't it? To go through the stamp sets properly. See how they all stamp. Like I say, this is untextured watercolour. Look at all these fingerprints. I haven't completely abandoned myself then. Right, and then just got 2 more. So again, this is a really good set because you have got 9 elements on here, which are great to play with. And like I say, you can add these on to anything. You can add them into your other faces, into the elements. You know, they're just a good additional set to have for all your card making. And art journaling and mixed media and adding texture and what have you. So, and then this little funky stripey, I really, really love. Because as well, you can turn it round, sort of go in that way, and sort of build it up. Okay, so those are all your stamps in that dream bundle. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing, Claire. It's good. I like to show you them all stamped out because it might be, maybe you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure about the bundle, so I'll get 1 or 2. But when you see them all stamped out together as well on one sheet, I think that shows you how they were done to look at each other. Oh, I just got an angry face. Oh, and another one. Oh, and it shakes its head. Terrible. Right. Okay, so I'll do one more look at these and then we will start making something more complete. Okay, so again, these are the 3 in the new bundle. They are available individually as well. We haven't completely abandoned that. What I wanted to do is just give you the opportunity for a bundle on our website. That's all. So we've got that there. It is a page of loveliness. An absolute page of loveliness. Well, this is the thing as well. A good thing about it, it's just not something we have time for on TV. It's not because nobody wants to. It's time, as always. It's good to see them all stamped out because it's all very well and good us going, oh yes, this is the backing card. But I know not always are they very, can backing cards be very true. Now, in fairness, we do try to keep ours quite accurate in terms of size and definition. Because you want to know what's on the front of the sheet is what you're getting. I think the journal art elements are a little tiny, minute, little bit bigger in the stamp than on here. But, you know, that'll be me just not checking it properly. Yeah, the sentiments are the same. And Dream, I think, is a little bit bigger. Okay, but the measurements for her are on the website and they are accurate because I measured her when I did them. Okay, so let's get that out of the way and we're going to start making them. Would anybody like to, before I do start making something else, is there anybody that would like to see maybe some of the original faces or anything stamped? If you would like that, saying that, I can jump in and back and do that at any time. Okay, so like I say, the fabulous DT ladies have got lots of journal type plans for you today. So, and although, you know, obviously I love my journal, and for those of you that don't know, I do have a challenge to finish my White Dina Wakley one before Christmas. I have been very, very nice and said, no, you continue with your journal plans. And I am going to make a card. I actually, and this is true facts. True facts. I have, I actually can't remember the last time I made a card. I just sat and made a card for the fun of it. Scary stuff, isn't it? So I thought I have been inspired by Lou Sims's make, using the words and everything to create a background panel for a card. Now obviously she left white space and I'm rubbish at that. Actually rubbish. Which journal is your favourite? Oh dear, Trace. What a question to ask. I don't have a favourite journal. I actually don't. It depends on how I feel in terms of what I want to do at the time. I honestly don't. That's not one of those where I'm making it up jobs. I actually don't have a favourite journal. So what we're going to do is I'm going to, like I said, I haven't made a card in ages. So there's only one thing to do, and that is some smooshing. I love a bit of ink smooshing. So I'm going to be using my blending mat. Okay. And then I'll be going in, first of all, I'm going to go in with some Wilted Violet. And I'll tell you why I'm going in for the Wilted Violet, because the new Villainous Purple from Tim is not here yet. It is on order for those that we've had lots of questions about the new distress colour. As always, the distress colour goes on, well, it actually goes on order before we even know the colour, which is why sometimes we have loads and sometimes it doesn't go as quick in others, because we always order before and we don't know the colour when we order it blind. However, when the colour's released, that's when orders start being processed. So ours is on the way here. Like I say, for those that have maybe not been with us before, we don't do pre-order for these products. The reason being, if they're delayed or held up, and let's face it, that's happening quite a bit at the minute, it gives me anxiety worrying that, you know, you've paid and we haven't been able to provide it, and then, you know, you see someone else on Facebook getting it quicker, and then I panic and whatever. And you know, darlings, it's just it makes me feel terrible. Makes me feel terrible. So it is all on the way. It will all be at the fantastic prices we already have, but we don't do it on pre-order. It will be here when it's here. So that means when it's on our website, that means we have it. You know, that is the good thing. It does mean if it is on our website, we have it in stock. Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to put a little bit of our Wilted Violet on here. And then I'm going to get my distress sprayer. So again, something I'm asked a lot is the difference between distress sprayers, misters and mini misters. And now I have covered this before in lives. So, but your distress sprayer is quite big droplets. Your mini mister is a very gentle mist. Your mister, in the medium-sized bottle, that's sort of a mix between the two. Okay, so again, when people say, well, which one should I get? Whichever one you think, chap. I'm not taking responsibility for that. So, oh, actually, that's lovely. I don't want any more than that. So we're going to heat set that. So I'm going to be using Oxides to create the backgrounds, but when I start stamping, I'm going to be using my regular distress. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that is I want to make sure we've got this lovely sort of soft, chalky-esque background. But with the colour, and then we'll go in quite intense colour with the fronts. Okay, so then I'm going to go, we'll put a little bit of prize ribbon. Now I'm going to be quite sparing with this, because I think prize ribbon is such an intense blue, in a good way. It's just so intense. Okay, so smoosh, smoosh. Oh, I reckon we can afford to put a bit more smoosh than that one. Smooshy McSmoosh. Okay. And then we will heat set. Okay. Now, if your Distress Oxides do get a lot of water on, they can reactivate and they can move. But I find with heat setting in between layers, it really is quite minimal. Okay. And it's just such a fun and easy way to create an easy background. It is a lovely heat tool, isn't it, Shireen? That is my Tim Holtz heat tool. I bet you that Jane Royston has a noisy one. obnoxious heat tool, that is, Jane Royston's. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Kitsch Flamingo. Now the reason I'm going in with this last is you can see from the covers on it, this is the much paler colour. But the beautiful thing with Oxides is you can layer from dark to light. So what I'm going to do, it means it's going to give me the opportunity to put the Kitsch Flamingo on top of this blue and on top of this purple. So we're going to go quite intense with those, with this Kitsch Flamingo. We're going to put quite a lot on. You've warned everybody you're not available for any type of conversation today. In fairness, I was available for conversation yesterday, but Sam will maintain I could not get my words out for love nor money. It was terrible. I can't even remember what it was about now. But I tried to say a word to her, and I ended up saying Antiques Roadshow, and let's just say that was not the topic of conversation. Right. So here we go with our Kitsch Flamingo, and we're really going to go to town and put this in lots of different areas on here. Okay. Yeah, I can't even remember what we were talking about now. That's weird, that is. No, I got nothing. Okay, so now we have this lovely, hazy, marbly background that we can then start stamping on the top of. And like I say, I'm going to go in with my regular Distress ink because I want that real sort of dye ink intensity to it, rather than the blended ink paleness. Alrighty. Sorry, I was just having a quick look at my comments, seeing if I'd missed anything. But it seems to be okay at the minute. I hope Sam's providing you all with links. Obviously, all these links will be available as well after, so that's cool. Right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp with Sam stamps. I'm going to use the You Only Live Once, Get It Right. That's all you need. And we'll use this size of Super Skinny Slim. I just think the border is going to be too narrow. Now, don't get me wrong, it does just about fit. But I'll miss things. Now, in all honesty, as this is for the background, it doesn't really matter that much. But, you know, whatever makes you feel securest. Now, again, lots of people have asked about our stamps working on stamp platforms. And I'm sure if you're competent with a stamp platform, that's fine. I am not. And I find the Super Skinny Slims the best thing. We still do our 5mm thick slims if you're looking for something a bit thicker to hold on to. But the Super Skinnies, I just like them. They've got that little bit of flex. It makes life a little bit easier. And anything that makes my life easier makes me happier. And anything that makes me happier makes everyone around me's lives easier. Right. Now what I'm going to do, in an attempt to keep my blending mat clean, I'm just going to put a bit of paper under here. And first of all, we're going to go in with our prize ribbon. Okay. And we're going to stamp this until the ink runs out. Okay, and then I think we might do one more. That does actually look quite good with just the prize ribbon, doesn't it? I don't know why I took the stamp off, I want that. And then I'm going to go in with the... I can't use platforms. I assume it's just me. You never thought of layering your colours up like that? Are you doing them all together? I do it both ways, Dawn. So if you're thinking, well, the last time I saw her do it, she did it the other way, you're probably not wrong. I probably did. because I do it both ways. But if I'm looking for definition between colour, I will dry each colour in between. Okay. It also, if you're mixing your 3 primary colours, so for example, if you're using, say we were adding in a green to that, that means you've got all 3 of your primary colours, red, blue and yellow, all in the same place, and that's where you start risking mud. So because you add your 3 primary colours together, you get brown. So if you don't do that and you do them separately, you reduce your risks of getting that muddy brown. So yeah, it just gives you a bit more definition, I find. All right. Now we are, in fact, let me just put this back. I'm going to try and keep my desk quite tidy. Something I did forget to show you is when I was doing my prep yesterday, I made Catherine Sturrock look. I was colouring in and I made Catherine Sturrock. I also did, I made some collage paper using the stamps for journaling. Now the girls are going to show you this later as well. But it means you've got collage paper to then use on your projects too. It's fun. It really is fun. And then I've done some circles, some of the element circles using book pages. So that is something I did forget to show you. I am sorry. So there we go. I meant to show that when I was showing you all the stamps. Sorry, let me just have a little look. There's white space. There's not a lot of white space. There's the occasional hint of white. So yeah, your Ranger Heated craft tool is definitely used for heat embossing. I use it for heat embossing all the time. Because that's what it says on the box, to be fair. So, what is that collage paper, please? That is the plain Dina Wakley collage paper to put on. And then I've stamped on. But I'm sure one of the girls is going to cover that today. If not, I will make sure I cover it at 8 o'clock. Alrighty, so now we're going to add on, do you know what, I think we're going to put Dream on, and then I can start working around her, because I know where she is. Because, you know, otherwise, I'm not going to know where she is. I think she's going to go here. Right. So I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair. Now, in all honesty, we are just waiting on a restock of our VersaFine Clair at the minute. Lots of people have asked if I had to play with the Hero Arts Black that we've had in. Now, that Hero Arts Black we actually had in because people wanted it. It's not something I've actually had to play with yet. See, I'm not sure now. No, I'm going to put her here. Commit. Because I actually have 2 VersaFine Clairs on the go at the minute. So, adding another black ink pad into the mix. So this is the thing, with if you're new to stamping, you might be new to stamping. When you're stamping, do not take a hand off the block. You can take one hand off, but just always keep the other one on. It stops it adjusting. Okay, now if you've got lots of detail in a stamp, you want to make sure it comes out, just keep one finger on it and a little flex, just a tiny little flex. We flex our super skinny slims, we don't bend them. Commit. I know. I stopped moving and you thought I'd frozen. I was hesitating. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some colour to Dream, so that we can, and then I'm going to add in some more elements around her. Okay. So I've got a clean pot of water here that I'm not going to put on my pad, that would be silly. I'm going to use my number 6 Dina Wakley media brush, okay, and the prize ribbon, and we're going to go in, and we're going to add some blue into her hair, I'm just going to water that out just a little bit. I'm not trying to cover up all the colour that's behind, just create a different look. Like I say, Lou did a card very similar to this that I shared yesterday, and it was just absolutely beautiful, and I was like, right, I've got to have a bit of a go, but you know, not quite as much. What I'm just not good at it. What can I say? Okay, let me rephrase. I'm not happy with it when I do it. It's beautiful when other people do it. So I'm just gonna do sort of like a watered out coming around there. Okay, and then I'm going to use the finer, the number 2 Dina Wakley. Okay, this is more for more detailed. Just going to go in with the blue because she's very wily, you see, and has dyed her hair to match her eyes. Okay, and then Kitsch Flamingo. Again, I'm going to stick with my number 2 brush, I think. There's a little bit of blue still on it, but that's okay, because this is just to create a little bit around the face. It's quite an absorbent paper I've used as well. I meant to use my heavy stock, but there you go, what can you do? I'm just going to take a little bit of the blue into the Kitsch Flamingo here, just to add in a little bit more shadow. And then fade that out. This is one of these things, you just sort of mess with it until you're happy, really. And then again, a little bit more shadow to create down this side of her nose. And then she sort of becomes a complete person, if you see what I mean. Okay. And then, sorry, yes, the blue I'm using is Prize Ribbon. So again, soften that line a little. I created a bit of a watery mess there, I got it too wet. Just blend that out a little bit. I know that seems weird, or I've made it too wet, so I'm going to add more water. But it's just to sort of get that watermark gone. Okay, and then I'm going to mix some more blue, just with a hint of the pink. No, I'm not. I'm going to get some Wilted Violet out. I am looking forward to the Villainous, though. But honestly, the next launch better be a yellow. I mean, I know I have absolutely zero power, and if it's not, there's nothing I can do. But still, I can sit here and go, the next launch better be yellow. Like I say, zero power. Alright, keep that colour quite intense. We're going to go down here. Sorry, I keep going quiet now. It's because I'm concentrating. I'm desperate for a yellow. See, Sam's not desperate for a yellow because she is convinced that there's absolutely nothing on this earth that can be better than mustard seeds and squeezed lemonade. She said there's no way that he can do a yellow as good as that again. So there you are. Alright, so then we're just going to heat set those. But as usual, if you want to add in, you know, additional lines, additional sketches, I'm really okay with that. It's still something I'm probably checked with the most every single day. Oh, I've got your stamp, but I wanted to add in some more. I wanted to do... Absolutely, go for it. Now, the reason I have removed my blending mat is because there's quite a lot of ink on it and I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to put that in a journal in a minute. So I'm just going to bring in this piece of paper to finish doing my stamping on. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get my Posca pen. And we're going to add in some white highlights. Okay, and then we're going to decide how much further we want to go. Alright, so what's the time? What are we doing? Oh, we're fine. Okay, so I'm just going to... Gotta have some white highlights in the hair. Well, mine has it. Honestly, I've got an awesome... I've reached that stage where I now have like a go faster stripe coming out of my left temple. If one of my hair's pulled back, you can see it. It's brilliant. I actually really like it. So yeah, that's just adding in some white highlights, which I think really add. It just gives that little bit... It opens her eyes back up. For you, you can add in. You see, your dots are there on the stamp. But obviously, depending on how hard you stamp, you might lose them a little bit. But the good thing about that is you can then add them back in because you can still see where they are. Okay? Which is absolutely fab. Now, I think I'm going to go for some of my elements. I'm going to go with this one here. This one. Okay, which for me I think would also work really well if you do watercoloring and stuff like that. I think this would be really good. You know, like the standy up things along a beach. I think they'd really work for that. That's what I think. So we're going to go back to our VersaFine Claire, and we're going to go all the way around the outside. Or are we? Or are we just going to go along the bottom? Because that looks right good. That does look right good. Tell you what, we'll go along the top and then decide. I think we might just be going along the top and the bottom, ladies and gents. I will say this, I know I moved my mat earlier for stamping in order to keep it clean. When I'm stamping in black, I do always put a piece of paper behind because I get black ink everywhere and it's a way. Put the stamp down, Bev. I think I might be too late. Alright, so I'm just going to heat set that as well. I've also tried to start heat setting stuff and be more patient. It's not my strong suit. When I'm crafting, if I'm crafting, I want something to be made. I want to do it right now. It's like parchment craft is beautiful. I know I don't have the patience to create something like that. I absolutely just do not. Okay, now I think we do need... I'm thinking Just Be You from Sam's Sentiment set. So I just need a piece of white card. Will that do? Will that do? Well, that'll do. So we'll go to the Just Be You. This is quite nice. Like I say, I haven't made a card in ages. But what I think you can tell, though, how much I'm loving my art journaling, because, and this also shows, because this would be a good art journal page as well. So therefore, if you're watching an art journaling demo as a card maker, that's brilliant, because you can see how easy it can become a card. But on the flip side, you can go the other way. You know, you're a card maker, you want to try art journaling, that's a card. You know, that could work in your art journal, no problem at all. And if you're not sure about going straight into your art journal, what you do is you take that and you stick it in. Sorted. Just be you. Like I say, everyone else is taken. Oh, double stamp that a bit, Chronic. That's alright. We'll stay with it. It's now got a nice shadow. Alrighty, where's my trimmer? I actually want this to be in a straight line, so I will use my trimmer. Take the bottom of it off though. I don't need that much. Okay, and then my scissors. Give it a flag. There's a white card on here. So get some 3D foam because I want it to be separate. Okay. Oh, she's getting serious with the chair. I know. Patience is a bit like ironing. I have no idea what you just said. Let me put it this way. My 13-year-old daughter asked me this year, I won't pretend I remember when because I don't. My 13-year-old daughter asked me this year if we owned an iron. I think that says everything it needs to say, really, doesn't it? She said, Mum, do we actually have an iron? Yeah. Where does it live? I don't know, she did. I ain't got a clue. I am a prolific folder. Fold. I like, as in, I don't even like putting things on hangers. I have said to my other half, you disappear from the face of the earth tomorrow, we're getting rid of the wardrobes. Just going in. Yeah, just going in. And doing it. I'll fold. I'll even do funky folds that, you know, people on TikTok and YouTube show you how to fold your t-shirts in a funky way. Oh yeah, I'll do that. But hanging it on a hanger. Bleh. Vile. I'll give this just a little bit of shape, I think. And managed to put fingerprints on it. I shouldn't have done that. Ah well. Life's too short to spend it on. I literally don't have the time. I don't have the time to iron. You know, if you've got enough time to get everything clean, you're winning. Be grateful. Okay. So, I'm going to get just a darker piece of card to put that on so that you can maybe see it a bit better. And there is our first demo of the day. I had planned, I have to say, I had planned to do a quick card and then maybe get onto a journal page as well. But I think the time spent stamping the stamps out earlier was time well spent, and I'm very happy we did that. So yeah, for anybody that came in later or didn't see, this is all of the stamps from today's launch, stamped out as well. So we've got our beautiful dream, that obviously I've had the time to do from start to finish. You're right, got to go web on it. Yeah, Sam Irons. Weirdo. So that is Dream, and I'm really glad that you guys seem to like her. I absolutely love her. And I think she's got so much potential. So if you're not yet a member of the Be Crafty Stamps group on Facebook, please make sure you do that, because the design team have got some absolutely amazing samples, and she's really changeable with how she looks, in terms of hair colour, or how you might draw in some extra and whatever. And I think that gives her a lot of scope to go with. I think she works beautifully with the existing Faces stamp sets as well. You can find a lot of samples of those on the website too, on the Be Crafty Stamps group on Facebook too. That's what I meant to say. Going over my words. So Sam's put all the links on for you. We will make sure those links are available throughout the day. If you are just looking at the new launch for today, there is a new launch on the 19th of October on the top left hand side, but that will only be there for this week. And then, you know, you'll have to go in and have a look in the Art Stamps group on Facebook. But that's all there. The Dinkables are there as well. I haven't used any other templates on this sample because I wanted to just focus on the new stamps. The girls later on will be using lots of different stamps from the new and the existing range of Media Faces, which is great, and showing you more on the collage paper as well. So please make sure you're around for those, or not you catch up on them later. But now we're heading to 11 o'clock, and what that means is we are doing our first 1 hour giveaway of the day. So our 1 hour giveaways, they will launch on the hour, of the hour in between live demos or pre-recorded demos, and you have 1 hour to like and comment, and then on that post we will announce the winner before the next live or the next video. So, and it's just an opportunity to win throughout the day, and like I say, they're happening all day, so because we didn't want anyone to miss out. And obviously the beauty of this is when we go to the craft store, we only have 1 hour. Well, we've only had our first hour out of 5 today. So I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining me. If you need any help finding anything on the website, Sam and I are going to be attached to our laptops, computers, phones, tablets, web-based devices all day. So if you need any help at all, please ask, because we are here. So thank you so much for joining me, and like I say, lots more demos coming up, and I will be back at 8 o'clock on the Be Crafty Facebook page for Try It Out Tuesday. But like I say, we have our next live, I can't remember if we're live actually at 12, or whether we've got Annie's at 12, but we do have several. I've forgotten my own schedule. And that's me, innit? So we've got all of our lives and videos heading throughout the day on the Be Crafty Facebook page. So the next one will be at 12, but if you need any help between now and then, please let us know. All right then, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.